Today in Buy, Build, Ride, we're giving the DR here a checkup.
We'll be talking about the two most hated things from the doctor's office: carbs and needles.
After purchasing a non-running Suzuki Bandit 1200 last summer, my brother and I fixed it up and traded it for this 1995 Suzuki DR650. The 1995 rendition of the well-renowned Bush Pig is equipped with an air-cooled 640cc single-cylinder 4-stroke engine. It produces a respectable peak output of 46 horsepower and 41 foot-pounds of torque. The mods done by the previous owner include LED turn signals, handlebar brush guards, and a Cheery's 6.6 gallon fuel tank, and a GPR Italia slip-on exhaust. But today, we will be adding one more mod to that list: the ProCycle Jet Kit, the stock Mikuni BST-40 carburetor. Installing the ProCycle Jet Kit may be done without removing the carburetor from the bike, but it will make the job much easier if you have never installed the Jet Kit before. We are also going to perform a complete and thorough inspection of the carburetor to ensure the bike was properly maintained.
We have our Mikuni carb off of the DR650 that we're currently doing the ProCycle Jet Kit on. So we're going to start with removing the two screws from the top of the carb to show the spring and where the needle slides in. You need to be very careful with taking these out. You probably will strip them if you do not have a JIS screwdriver. Fortunately, ProCycle does give you these screws in the kit. So this is your spring that you have in here. Here's the vacuum. You need to be very careful removing that so you do not damage it. Inside of the vacuum is your needle. We'll be replacing this. I will be doing a complete carb teardown of this today, just to make sure that everything is functioning as it should, because we did have some throttle response issues prior to tearing this apart. So that's the top of your carb. That's where the slide is held, the little carriage. That actually looks pretty good, a little dirty, but not too bad. We'll continue around here. You got your butterfly valve in here. The slide would sit in there, but we already removed that. Now we're going down to the bowl. We'll be removing that next. You got the two screws here and here. These again, make sure you don't strip them if you're going to reuse them. Either way, just got to put a lot of pressure down, and you should hear that nice click, and you should be all set. That's the click you want to hear. Once you hear that, they'll come loose, just how they installed them from the factory in Japan. And that's how I know this carb has never been disassembled before. Try to dab that out. And let's see if we can get this one to break free. There we go. Whew. Like I said, they're in there tight. But there's your kit. Comes with Allen screws. Okay, there's your float bowl. So we got that taken care of and removed. Here are your floats. That right there is your main jet. We'll be replacing that today. Here's your float. Just good to do a visual inspection, making sure nothing's in the way. We're going to remove the main jet now, and we'll see how dirty it was. You can see light through it. You will notice, here I'll pull the needle out now. Some other people suggest just thinning down your needle. But you see the difference? That's your stock one, and this is your aftermarket needle. So that's a lot tapered, a lot more than this one is. So next what we're gonna do is put the little C-clip onto the needle. And this recommends doing it the fourth groove from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too hard to do. Just want to make sure you get it right. So that's on there now, and now we just need to install the D-spacer, which you literally just push on like that, because when this is sitting in here, that's how it's going to look inside of the slide, and that will keep it together so that you won't have to worry about that coming off. That pressure from the springs keeps it there, so when it comes up, it presses against it and the slide is activated.
The ProCycle Jet Kit includes several different jet sizes, depending upon what kind of exhaust you have installed. Because we have an upgraded slip-on exhaust, we will be using the 150 main jet provided in the kit.
So at the very top, you can't see it, but it will say a 150. That's your 150 main jet. And so you just take it, just like you remove the other one, set it on there. I recommend finger tightening it first, because it is brass. Give it just a little bit of a snug fit so that it's tight, and then our main jet is installed. Now what we need to do is install our thumb screw air fuel mixture, as is this. And right here there's a little regular flathead screw. We're actually replacing that with this. Great modification, because it allows you, if you do a lot of riding in different elevations, you can change your air fuel ratio on the fly without having to remove anything from your bike. So I'll go ahead and remove the old air fuel screw right now. And you'll notice you have the needle, same exact type of setup. So then we go to the other side, it's just threaded to there. This is threaded, but we have that lovely thumb screw to be able to adjust it on the fly. We're going to first install the spring, then we're going to install this washer, and then lastly we will install the O-ring. I am going to give this a little squirt of the carb cleaner. Make sure you don't have any gunk on there, because we want that as clean as possible. So now that will go in like that, and just nice and easy. So what we're actually doing is we're going to screw it all the way in until it's tight, and then according to ProCycle's recommended initial setup, we're going to back it out 2 full revolutions. So there's a half, 1, 1.5, 2. So I'll just give us a good starting point for when we put the car back in the bike and start it up. So now at this point, I'm going to give this bowl a little clean around the seal. Okay, now that our bottom of the carb, the main jet's been changed, we've installed the new air fuel ratio thumb screw. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall the bottom float bowl. So now remember when I said we were going to be replacing these, because these awful screws love to strip. As you've seen, I was even removing it. Unfortunately, I did in fact strip it. So now we will be replacing this with Allen heads. These are going to be a breeze. Put on and remove. And they are all the same size, so don't worry about that. Just go ahead and put them in. Down to a snug fit, because obviously you do not want to strip them.
Once the carburetor is put back together, it's just a matter of reinstalling it onto the bike, and if you've done everything correctly, it should start right up. Depending on your location, elevation, and other mods done to your bike, you may have to adjust the air-fuel mixture for the best results.